welcome to Sonic Hills. Just putting a little bit of grease on the cogs of the engine here. Started squealing last time I used it, so hopefully that'll fix the problem. It did last time. Right, I've had some more packages come in. Another packet of suitcase connectors. I used up the last packet I had, so I ordered some more. And I ordered a packet of what I thought would be a pack of cattle, but I've got another packet of horses. And again, the picture on the website said there was a picture of unpainted cattle, but they've sent me another packet of horses, so I have horses populating my countryside. And another item that arrived is this stone wall. I was hoping it would be a little more flexible than this. The picture on the website showed it to be, it was curved right around, so I assumed it would be flexible, but it does flex a little bit. But not as flexible as what I was hoping, but I'll still be able to find a use for that. And this box arrived, and this should be boxes, more sculptamold. So I'm getting rather low on sculptamold. Two packets of sculptamold. Those should keep me going for a little bit. Alright, this time I'm going to be doing some finer touches to the area of the corner where I put that faux foam rock. So I'll show you what I'm going to be doing. So what I'm intending to do on this corner is to put some sculptamold down beside in the gap between the slot car track and the hill here. Fill all that up, bring that up closer to the level, but still intend to have it looking a little bit like a drainage. And I'm going to finish putting the sculptamold on this hill here, and also put sculptamold around that edge there just to build it up a bit. It's rather a deep, unrealistic ditch around beside the track there, so I want to make it a little bit more realistic. I've already stuck the masking tape on in preparation, so the next thing is to put the sculptamold in, so I'll come back here after I've done that. Well, I've now completed putting the sculptamold in the gap between the track and the rock face. My buddy Steve dropped in today. He gave me a hand to put the sculptamold on, and we've completed putting the sculptamold on this hill as well. So once it dries, I'll give it a bit of a light sand just to take off some of the rough edges and then paint it. So I'll come back to you when I start that. While waiting for the sculptamold to dry, Steve and I grabbed a heap of track that I had lying around, and we just put some track together to see how the configuration of the track in this area of industry might look. And this was what we came up to start with. And I've already found that this area here won't work. I want to have two lines here, but the set of points here is not in a good spot. I think that would be better served if the points were down here. And two tracks over there, possibly. This is just a rough idea of what it might look like, just so that we can get some switching operations underway, because this is where some of the industry will be picked up from to take it to other areas of the layout. So This is a rough idea, which with a lot of refining to do later on. Okay, I've reconfigured this part of the track, shifted the points to there, and that looks a lot better. We'll do some operating sessions and see how well this works, and see if there's any further fine-tuning needed for the track configuration in this area. We'll have to get a few buildings in here to represent the industries that are going to be here, and we'll see how that goes. Well, I had to wait about 4 days for the sculptamold to dry, and I'm just putting down a base coat of paint. The area I'm not painting, I'm going to tackle that with the airbrush. But it's starting to take shape. That gives you some idea of what it will look like. The unpainted areas are going to be painted to look like rocks. It gives you some idea of what the finished product will look like. And where I've put the undercoat of brown, that'll have static grass and trees. So it's taking shape. I'll come back to you when I get on to the next phase. Right, I'm ready to get going with airbrushing now. This is my first time I've ever tried airbrushing. I think I've got the paint mix right. So I shall have a go. I'll put my mask on and have a go at airbrushing. And I'll try it on a piece of cardboard first. Try that again. Paint was too thick, I think. Okay, it's all about learning how to adjust the needle. Okay, that looks pretty good. First attempt, after working out how the airbrush actually worked. Right, so I'll carry on airbrushing, and I'll come back to you once I've finished. Well, the airbrushing started out alright, but then it got clogged up, and I unclogged it, and I haven't been able to get it to go again. So I'll just use up the paint with a paintbrush, and then clean everything out and see if I can solve the problem. Well, I decided it was quicker to use the brush than the airbrush, so I just mixed up another batch of paint and just carried on. And it's coming out just as good, probably even better than the airbrush. So I'm happy with this. So I'll finish this up, let it dry overnight, and then have a look at it tomorrow. Well, I found I've still got a lot to learn about airbrushing. With the airbrush clogging up on me, I think that was an error on my part. I think I used the wrong thinners. I think I misread the label and grabbed the wrong thinner when I tried thinning out the brush, the paint. It turned the paint to some kind of rubbery substance, so I definitely grabbed the wrong thinner there, so that was my fault. Now, I don't think I've got the right acrylic paint for airbrushing with. So I'll have to look a bit more into that. In the meantime, I'll just carry on using an ordinary brush to colour my rocks. I'm currently using a very thin, very watered down acrylic black paint, just to give the shadowing effect on the deep recesses. So I'll carry on and finish this, and I'll have a look at it tomorrow and see what it looks like. My cat's come in to survey the area, keep an eye on things. Right, while I've been working on this corner here, I have also been touching up the rocks on this corner as well, trying to get them to look a bit more realistic. I overdid it earlier and they looked terrible, but I think they're looking better now. Well, the rocks are taking shape. Their colours are starting to look good. I stuck a burnt umber wash over them. Now I'm just using some raw umber to highlight some individual rocks. Just to break it up a bit. Sort of overdone it with the burnt umber, but I'll go over it again with some yellow ochre later on, just to get some sun highlights on it. And then that will be the rocks done. Well, I'll end this video here, and the next video we'll start adding some green to the surrounding area around the rocks. So thanks for visiting Sonic Hills. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.